Last week, Hannah shared the secrets to understanding and befriending women, and this week I'll be sharing how women can better befriend and understand men. First, let me say that you play such an important role in our lives. In the beginning, when God was creating everything, he said that everything was good except for the part where man was alone. And at that point, he said, it is not good for man to be alone. And he created Eve. He then proclaimed it very good. Now, it isn't unheard of for boys to avoid girls and vice versa because of cooties or whatever. But as adults, God has created us to complement each other and also work together. That being said, guys often do a very poor job of showing how we appreciate the role you play in this world. So bear with me as I attempt to do that, and also just explain how a guy thinks and how you can improve your friendship with men in general. First, I'm giving you advice on how to become friends with a guy, but I'm gonna warn you that a lot of guys perceive attention from women as a sign that they're into them. So yeah, that's why I cut my hair.
It looks good. So manly and handsome and just really...
Does she like me? So yeah, that's why I like skating.
That is such a cool story.
She thinks I'm cool. Does she like me? So that's how I broke my hand.
That's stupid.
She must be playing hard to get. She likes me. Now, does this have any legit backing to it? Yeah, maybe not, kind of really, no. Look, speaking as a guy who had female friends who were completely platonic and also ones who had crushes on him, I'm gonna come right out and say that 95% of the time, I can't tell the difference. Of the Christian women I've met, you're all generally nice people. So a girl being nice because she has a crush on me and a girl being nice because she's my friend, they look the same. So I just made it a rule to assume that everyone wanted to be friends. Not all men are like this though. Those with less maturity than myself take any positive attention as a sign that you like them. Dude, I saw you talking to Sally earlier. Is she into you? I don't know, man. She said that she liked what I said in chemistry earlier. Dude, you're like practically married. This is because it isn't the girl's job to initiate those relationships, it's the guys. But men in general have forgotten that as of late, so rather than go and ask out girls they're interested in, they play a guessing game based on the more suspicious girls. What could go wrong? All of this to say, I'm gonna try to show you how to be friends with a guy without sending the wrong message. The most important part, from a Christian perspective, God has appointed all men to be the leaders and servants of the world. After the fall, God clearly communicates in Genesis 3 the roles men and women have, and how the men are to be leaders, but also servants. Guess you could call this God's mandate. And this is especially true regarding how a man should treat a woman. This being said, a lot of the best ways to understand and become friends with men are as simple as respecting that role and doing your best to encourage it. It's awesome whenever you believe in us enough to trust wherever we're leading. Second, it propels us to do our job well. Knowing there's someone who believes in us and trusts us with responsibility gives us further motivation to do our best in the most successful and effective way we know how, whatever the task may be. And third, it makes us feel like we're fulfilling our purpose. We were created for work and to serve others, and you allowing us to lead will both make that easier for us and remind us of that purpose. But what are some concrete ways to do this? Ask questions.
One of the best ways you can communicate that you want to get to know someone is to ask questions. Not just any question. What's your favorite color?
Green.
What's your favorite season?
Spring?
What's your favorite sports team?
I actually don't like sports all that much.
I'm really getting to know him!
Who are you?
But questions that get to the root of who he is. What are his interests? What's his opinion on insert topic here? What is he passionate about?
Tell me what I can do for you. Jesus taught heavily about servant leadership and that servanthood is what we were created for. Now, some guys will make a conscious effort at serving you, and some won't. Either way, we have one handicap, and that's that we can't read minds.
I'd sure like it if Ryan would help me open this jar lid.
Sandwiches.
One of the best ways to grow a friendship with a guy is to help him know exactly what he can do to serve you. This could be anything from lending his help to lending an ear.
Let me know when I do something right. Serving others isn't always easy or set in stone. It isn't like there's a guidebook, top 2,000 ways to serve others. So sometimes I'll be serving right, and sometimes I may be getting in your way. And if there's one thing I don't want to do, it's try to help you and end up annoying you. And if I'm unsure about whether I'm a help or a hindrance, I may just stop altogether for fear of annoying you. Don't let that happen. A simple
thank you so much for helping lift those boxes earlier
helps a lot.
So help him out by letting him know that his attempts to serve you are working.
Modesty.
Oh boy, Ryan did it. Can't I get one Christian tips for women video that doesn't address modesty?
I'm sorry, but I do have a different approach. I'm not going to tell you to dress modestly because it distracts guys. Because to be honest, that's our issue. I'm asking you to dress modestly for you. To show you what I mean, let me take a step back and ask a question. What should inevitably be our goal in anything? If you answered serving God and others, you're absolutely right. In fact, Jesus said that the two most important commandments were love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. So what's the best way to serve God and others in the way you dress? Thing is, God shows in the Bible that he doesn't put much stock in outward appearance. If you're gonna try to grow a friendship with anyone, that has to be based on who they are on the inside. And unfortunately, you're fooling yourself if you think dressing immodestly will achieve that. If your goal is to show off physical beauty, then unfortunately people will miss inward beauty. And to be honest, when I see that, it kind of disappoints me that girls think they need to dress that way to be beautiful. I know God designed you with inner beauty to spare, and I want to get to know you and see who you are as a person. And it saddens me to think there are girls who think the only way they'll get noticed is by their appearance. It makes me wonder if they feel unnoticed by God, which they aren't. And by dressing modestly and working on beauty of character, real men will pick up on that. Does this mean dressing modestly will turn you into a super Christian? No. It simply means that you'll be one step closer to focusing on character and inward beauty. Sincerity. One of the biggest problems I see girls face is that they're worried about showing interest in a guy, whether as a friend or otherwise, because they don't want to come off as being flirtatious. Again, some guys will misread you no matter what you do. But for those who are a little bit more discerning, like myself, being genuine and sincere in your actions will be the difference between friendly and flirty. Because at times, flirtatious behavior can be a bit selfish. For example, if you're being super nice to one person because you want them to like you or be friends with you. Funny joke!
That's so funny!
Equally funny joke!
Anyway, Ryan is so funny.
If it's all about flattering someone or acting a certain way in order to get something in return, it has a higher chance to appear flirtatious. If you try to compliment guys just for the sake of flattering us, there's a good chance we'll pick up on it. We can tell when you're being grateful and when you're just grasping at complimentary straws. Let's be honest, there are sometimes it makes no sense to laugh at our stupid jokes. Sincerity and honesty are key no matter how you're interacting with anyone, male or female. Understand that if you're still unsure about how to interact with and understand guys, you're not alone. At times, we have trouble understanding girls too. I say at times, I mean always. You don't have to worry about approaching us to ask questions in order to try and understand us better. Do you remember when you were young and you were scared of bees, spiders, bears, etc.? Your parents would say, they're more scared of you than you are of them. Well, just bear with us because we're trying to understand you too. And we aren't exactly scared of you, usually, but we are concerned that we might mess up or say the wrong thing. We're all just trying to figure out how to interact with each other well. But now that there are 2 videos that describe how to do that, hopefully we're a bit closer to achieving that.